Errol Spence Jr. ain't got no power, man. That dude can't punch, man. Every time he steps up in competition, he looks average.
She's about to set you up, cause she get bills to pay.
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Cardinal Bud Crawford, or E.S. Red, if that's what you won't call me. And we are back for another. Alright, y'all, we got a new topic. Errol Spence Jr. has no power to K.O Terence Crawford. This is why he throws so many punches. Alright, y'all, so was going through the latest YouTube videos, saw a few interesting titles, thumbnails, but one caught my eye. Well, there was another one I was going to talk about, but one caught my eye. Someone's announcing that the fight is official. I'm not going to put out who said it, but they're saying that the fight's official. Haven't saw too many other channels reporting on it yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. Don't know if it's official or not. It may be some news coming out here sooner than later. But what I do want to talk about is, does Errol Spence Jr. have the power to actually knock out Terence Bud Crawford, or does he just throw a lot of punches to accumulate damage and get you out of there by body shots? Because I think a lot of people think he just throws a lot of punches just to be throwing a lot of punches. But I think he's a breakdown fighter. I think he throws a lot of body shots purposely to slow his opponent down. The way you counteract speed is by slowing it down, right? Obviously. How do you slow down a fighter, a speed fighter? By taking their stamina away from them. How do you take their stamina away from them? Body shots. How do you knock someone out? Cold head shots, chin shots, temple shots. You know, some people say behind the head, behind the ear, but that's an illegal blow. But that will knock them out. But that's an illegal blow in the sport of boxing. So you have to be aiming here. You know, you might, get it stopped if you catch a cut. You know, you hit him on the eye, get him cut, swirl it out. But normally her, try to break their jawbone. In those areas are good shots for stopping a fight instantly. But if you want to slow somebody down, you want to be aiming for the rib section, the stomach. Most of the time the stomach, hit them hard in the stomach. It's gonna force air out. It's gonna take that stamina away. It's gonna start slowing them down, hitting them in the arms, hitting them in the shoulders, maybe even right on the belt line, in the hip area, on the waistline, in that area. That's very painful once you start beating on a person's body. It becomes painful after you've done it a few times, especially in the ribs, the hips, the waist area, but a lot in the ribs. And we all know that this is stuff that Terence Crawford hasn't seen a lot of as a welterweight or as a boxer, period. Because I think a lot of people think because, well, he's just that talented, he hasn't met anybody who's been able to do that to him. Or it could be that he hasn't faced the best competition, so those type of fighters haven't been able to do that to him. Now, I know a lot of people believe that if he would have fought Manny Pacquiao when him and Bob were still messing with each other, and Manny Pacquiao was still messing with Bob, which was about 5 or 6 years ago, that Terence Crawford would have beat him easily. I think some people believe that. Some people might think that Pacquiao might have manhandled him because Pacquiao was so much better at that time than a lot of other fighters. I think that it would have tested Terence Crawford. It would have shown, well, can he take a good punch, number one? Can he take multiple punches? Because we know Manny Pacquiao has one of the highest punch outputs had one of the highest punch outputs in boxing. And it would have shown, can he stand in there with the most elite of fighters? And I think that's the biggest question mark about Terence Crawford. It's, can he take a punch on the chin? Can he stand toe to toe with an elite fighter? And can he take power shots, multiple power shots? He's never been placed in that type of position. I know a lot of people say, well, he fought this guy, he fought that guy, he fought Shawn Porter, he fought Kell Brook, you know, and all these fighters are good fighters, taking nothing away from those guys. It's when they fought Terence Crawford that matters. It's when they fought Terence Crawford that matters. Terence Crawford hasn't faced any level of competition that is better than him up until this point. That is better than him. And what I mean by better than him is he's a title holder. So for someone to be better than him, they would have to be a title holder. We can say what we wanted to about resumes and, well, this guy had this on their who cares about the resume? Were you holding a title when Terence Crawford fought you? No. Well, then you're below Terence Crawford's level at that point. Errol Spence will be the first since Jeff Horn or 140, 130, which was almost 5 years ago now, to where Terence Crawford has faced someone of his level or better than him, because Spence holds 3 title belts, so that means he's better than Terence Crawford as a welterweight. Now, as a welterweight, has Spence gotten there because he just throws a lot of punches, or because he's beating the crap out of people? If you watch that Ugas fight, you would say, well, he's not just throwing a lot of punches just to be throwing them. He broke that man's eye socket. And you can't do that and not have power. So I do feel like Errol Spence possesses the power not only to break Terence Crawford's body down, but he could probably knock him out cold, given the right shot, the right moment, catching Terence Crawford while he's not looking, or maybe even while he's looking. You know, we don't know how good Terence Crawford's chin is, so we don't know how much power he can actually take. With that being said, I think anybody saying that Errol Spence is just an accumulative puncher, like he just likes to throw a lot of punches just to be throwing them, and they're not thrown with any type of conviction, or he's not doing it for a purpose, I think you're completely wrong. And you're lying to your fan base if you're saying that. Because Errol Spence is doing it for a reason. He's not doing it for no reason. He's doing it for a reason. Manny Pacquiao threw a lot of punches to slow his opponent down, to catch his opponent at weird angles. Errol Spence is not doing it for the weird angles or just to slow his opponent down. He's doing it to hurt. He's trying to hurt people, and he's trying to break their body down, because slowing an opponent down is how you take advantage of. If you're naturally bigger, they will call him a weight bully at first, but if you're naturally bigger than everybody, it shouldn't be that hard for you to land hard, solid body blows and to slow your opponent down. Now, you don't hear the weight bully excuse as much anymore, but since he's faced off with Ugas, and a few other fighters who were his size or bigger, you know, you don't really hear that weight bully talk anymore. But I think people still feel like Errol Spence is kind of like big for no reason, and that he doesn't really belong in the welterweight division. Well, he's proven up until this point that he not only belongs, but that he's the best in the welterweight division now, today, and that he throws punches strategically to break his opponent down. Let me know what y'all think about that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, but you're more than likely to get a response on the tubes, or holler at me over there if you want a response. It's your boy Cardinal Bud Crawford, or E.S. Red, if that's what you want to call, man. And we are mad.
Plug don't give a fuck if I get bills to pay. Judge don't give a fuck if I get bills to pay.